All right, my name is Ethan Piani-Holman. I work with Shaleos Real Estate in Watertown. I want to make a quick video again, going over some of the most commonly asked questions that I get from landlords, prospective buyers, just kind of curious about the area, as well as just the tenant side of things. So first one, super simple, common. What is the average rental price for a two-bedroom in Watertown? It's kind of an interesting question because you can look at the average, which is just, by the way, spoiler, 2,600. Um, but that doesn't necessarily include a lot of different things, whether it's new construction, older, how updated that is. So it can vary a lot, but the average is 2,600. I think the most expensive one that sold or rented rather in Watertown recently was 3,200, and that was new construction, very new, updated. You know, you kind of know what you're getting with that. Question number two, some of the most common amenities that renters look for in a rental property? This is a great question. I get asked this all the time. And it's also really good for landlords to know because to attract the person that they want, I guess. So some of the most common things are in-unit washer dryer, big. It's just really common now. People want it at least either, whether it's not in unit, if it's in the basement or on the grounds. Second one is central AC, also big. A lot of people like it, especially now. In the past few years, people have been doing, the more build to rent, which all have central AC. Pet friendly policies. This is big, especially over COVID. A lot of people got pets, and some policies a little bit more strict versus, the ones that are more lenient and accepting pets, whether cats, dog, anything. You're actually going to get arguably more money for your rent because you're going to get more people that are more focused on that type of unit. Dishwasher, this is also fairly important to people, maybe less so than central AC, or pets or something like that. Still important, but it's not necessarily a deal breaker for some tenants. Patio or balcony, this is great. Again, over COVID, people, whether they're working from home or they're just kind of sick of being in the house all day, they want some escape, I guess. So if you can have a patio in the back space or something like that, a lot of people will like that. Parking, this is extremely important. This will make or break an apartment, realistically. If I have a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, whatever parking, but only has one parking space, it's gonna take down the price a bit because you're not gonna be able to attract, some working professionals, maybe some families, stuff like that. So rule of thumb, if you can get at least one parking space per bedroom, that's a great ratio. Fitness center, a little bit less common now, only because there's so many gyms like opening up, like especially in such a residential environment like Watertown. You're not going to have the best chance to have a gym in a duplex, for example. But we may see them in like an Avalon or newer construction or in Boston, stuff like that. Next one, swimming pool, really goes hand in hand, same as the fitness center. It's pretty much one of those, like, if they have it, wonderful. If they don't have it, not a massive deal. And storage space, this is big. A lot of people have stuff over COVID. They just want some extra storage that an attic or an extra closet might not handle. So if you have a basement storage or even like a shed, something like that, that's very important. Right, next question is, what are some tips for negotiating a lease? I'll just kind of breeze through these because it's so case by case here. Most leases are pretty cut and dry. Our leases are very comprehensive. It's very condensed and it gets the job done really well. This says, be prepared to walk away. That's very true. If there's terms that you don't agree to, you don't want to get into something down the road and just save a headache in the short term. You really want to make sure that you agree to what you agree to, right? Simply put. Get everything in writing once you've reached an agreement. Make sure to get it in writing. This will definitely protect you, the landlord, the tenant, whoever it is, down the road. You don't want to really run into these tenant disputes. It's just not fun. It's just not fun, basically. So next one is, what are some of the challenges that renters face in Watertown? This kind of actually ties into a little bit what I said earlier about the amenities that some people look for. So this one is, higher rental prices. Watertown is definitely a bit more expensive than it used to be. Like I said, the average two-bedroom in Watertown is technically 2,631 in the past 1 month, versus a year or two ago, it was probably, I actually don't know the number off the top of my head, probably in the 2,400 range or so, for just a run-of-the-mill two-bedroom. A lot of competition. It's a great area. It's kind of a funny thing because it's hard to get to Watertown from a bunch of different places, but once you're in Watertown, it's easy to get everywhere, right? So you're in Watertown, Newton Corner's right there, Arsenal Yards, Cambridge is right there, Arlington, Belmont. Newton Corner's right there, so you have the highway, you can shoot right into Boston. You could be there in 15 minutes or so, depending on traffic. So that sometimes can be tough. Pet-friendly rentals, same thing. It's really just on what the landlords are like, what the landlords want to allow. I mean, at the end of the day, hardwood floors are expensive, rugs are expensive. It makes sense to not want pets, but it all depends case by case, similar to the lease issue. Parking, this is the next point raised. Parking would be fairly difficult. Between November, I think it's November 1st and April 1st, there's no overnight parking allowed for the rental ban. I actually heard they may do away with this. I think there's a petition right now that's in the works. So we'll see what happens with that. Would be amazing because that would just kind of again help with the parking situation for some of those larger bedroom units that don't have adequate parking and a one-to-one basement parking to bedroom ratio. This next question is, what are the best ways to find rental property in Watertown? First one is talk to me because I'm a rental agent, first and foremost. But seriously, rental agents are one of the best tools. We get asked to work on the tenant and landlord side all the time. It kind of comes down to the competition as well. We have the finger on the pulse. I know of units that aren't on market yet, and I can really be kind of a matchmaker with certain things and be like, hey, what's your criteria? Great, I'm going to keep that in the back of my mind. And this happened the other day. A client was looking for an apartment, had kind of a harder time finding something that checked all the boxes and didn't really want to negotiate as far as like, there were a bunch of non-negotiables. So I was able to kind of like create the match landlord tenant, worked out really well and beautiful. And that wouldn't have happened unless I was able to, be so great at my job, right? Search online listings, the same, a little bit less direct because a lot of times the sites don't update on time. So if I have a Zillow listing and it's rented and I go, hey, I update on the back end, okay, it's not available anymore. There's a little bit of a delay or a lag with some of those sites on there. So yeah, always good to talk to an agent, but if that's not really in the cards for you, online can work as well. This one says attend rental open houses. That's true because again, it's really just getting in touch with the agent, seeing what they have coming up. The last one is network with friends, family, and coworkers. Has worked all throughout time. So this also very true. So great. Hopefully you guys like this video. If you have any questions about renting in Watertown or the surrounding areas, give me a call, email me, text me. I will answer. So, all right. Thank you.